Brace yourselves, because the trade war between the US and China is heating up again. Beijing has fired a warning shot across the bow, vowing to retaliate if former US President Donald Trump follows through on his threat to slap a 100% tariff on Chinese imports. This escalating situation has the potential to shake global markets and disrupt the delicate balance of international trade. This latest round of tension stems from China's recent move to tighten export controls on rare earth minerals, sparking a swift reaction from the US. But here's where it gets controversial. Trump's threat comes after China's restrictions on rare earth minerals. These minerals are crucial for various industries, from tech to defense. Resorting to threats of high tariffs is not the right way to engage with China, stated a spokesperson from China's Ministry of Commerce, signaling Beijing's firm stance. They further added that China would take corresponding measures to protect its interests if the U.S. continues with its unilateral actions. They also made it clear that they don't want a tariff war, but they aren't afraid of one either. The impact of this trade spat is already being felt. The uncertainty has caused stocks to tumble, rattling investors and businesses. The threat of a return to the tit-for-tat tariff battles of the past, where tariffs on both sides soared to approximately 145% and 120% respectively, looms large. Adding to the complexity, the highly anticipated meeting between Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping, scheduled in South Korea, is now in doubt. Trump has hinted that the rare earths issue might prevent the meeting from happening. China isn't backing down. They're urging Washington to correct its approach and preserve the progress made in negotiations. Beijing views its new rules on rare earths as a legitimate move, blaming the U.S. for the recent escalation. They point to the introduction of new restrictive measures against China within 2 weeks of the latest trade talks in Madrid. Washington has also added multiple Chinese firms to its export control list, expanding its controls to cover listed companies' subsidiaries, and imposing special port fees for Chinese ships. The U.S. actions have seriously harmed China's interests and undermined the atmosphere of bilateral economic and trade talks, the spokesperson said. The new rare earth controls announced by Beijing include an expanded list of restricted minerals and extended codes targeting their production technologies and overseas use, including for military and semiconductor applications. This could put significant pressure on global industries and tech supply chains, which rely on these minerals. On Truth Social, Trump described China's move as extremely hostile and a moral disgrace. But experts suggest that Beijing's measures mirror restrictions Washington has imposed on semiconductors over the years. This is a key point to consider. Is China simply playing the same game as the U.S.? China's Commerce Ministry accused Washington of double standards. They highlighted the U.S.'s history of overstretching national security concerns and abusing export controls, adopting discriminatory measures against China. The U.S. export control list covers over 3,000 items compared to China's 900-plus items. Beijing has long criticized Washington for exerting control beyond its borders through export rules. But China's move this week signaled a shift in its strategy by adopting similar tactics. What do you think? Is China justified in its actions, or is this a dangerous escalation? Share your thoughts in the comments below.